Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams, and I'll soon be joined by Paul McAllister. And we're going to be doing the Premier League calculator table to try and figure out where Everton will finish this season, which will be very, very interesting. Will we both agree? Will we think we avoid the relegation? Relegation, we will have to see there. While we wait for Paul to come on. But yeah, like I said, so this will be a table calculator. We'll be going through all of the fixtures from the very top to the very bottom. We won't focus too much on the ones at the tippy top, just because they don't affect us. It doesn't affect us whether it's City or Arsenal that win the league. We won't be daft and put 5-0 to everyone. We'll just quickly fire it off. It's the people around us that we're more interested in covering, and just making sure we get it properly done the best we can, and see where the table leads us. Don't forget, this is like opinions and calculated through the table, so it could look it's not science. Basically, it's just an opinion. Hopefully we're avoiding it. It'd be really sad to come on here and do it and have the relegation confirmed this way, but yeah. Like we've already said there in the comments, nothing but wins from now on. It's pretty much vital, which Simon Mahoney's put. Pretty much need to be wins. Otherwise, it looks like we might be on our way down. So yeah, it's worth looking out for that. I'm just going to change my lighting quickly because I just realised I look like I'm about to tell everyone a ghost story. The room I'm in is not very good for lighting though. That's probably the best one. But yeah, we'll just wait a couple more minutes for Paul to join, hopefully. If not, I'll start and Paul can just join me when he can. So yeah, first of all, guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts. How do you think this table's going to go? Do you think relegation, or do you still think that there's a chance we survive? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to seeing, reading them out. And just seeing what we all think. I must admit, I'm a little bit less hopeful every week that goes on. At no point last year was I fully on board with we're down. Call it blind optimism, but I just didn't think we were. But this year, I can't say that confidently. I'm not saying we're fully down because I do believe we're not done till we're mathematically done. But the games are quickly escaping us. It's going to go down to the final game of the season, I think, which is a bit uneasy. I know it's not the first time Everton have had to wait till the end of the last game of the season to get something, but it makes me a little bit uneasy. And the teams around us, we have been gifted some results, but it doesn't look like we can capitalize on them. You can only do the teams around us. Some of them are failing to do stuff, some of them aren't. But you got to be winning your games. It can't be fully dependent on the results around us, and that's why we dropped into the relegation zone now. Looking at the comments, Lil, come on, you Blues has put we will go down. Sadly, I think that's a fear with the fan base that I think is quite reasonable. I think the last couple of games haven't been good enough, have they? This obsession with Michael Keane hasn't worked out. It's a weird hill to die on for a manager. Normally, in the past we've had Marco Silva died on a hill of not wanting to change his formation, which was a shame. But he didn't want to change it. I think at that point we were all saying he needs to play the 4-3-3 instead of the 4-2-3-1, and he didn't. Which I think ultimately cost him that and a couple of bad results in recruitment. But this time it's a manager who's sticking his neck out for a player, an individual, which is even more concerning. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on if he changes his mind. I know he said in his press conference today that he thinks all players are playing well. And so I think sort of one of the journalists said about Connor Cody, and yeah, and he said sort of everyone needs to like sort of just everyone needs to carry on doing what they're doing and see how that goes. I personally think we've seen enough from Keane. We have got Yerry Mina as well, but I guess the risk there is his reliability. I think if he wasn't so unreliable with injuries, we'd play him. But Connor Cody, I'm not too sure why Connor Cody's not playing. I think he's a very good player. Played well this season. A little bit confused about why he's not getting games. It's a shame, really. But yeah, we'll get into this in a minute. Just let me know your thoughts on centre backs, though. Do you think Connor Cody should be in the team? Let me know down below. Look forward to reading it. Up the Toffees, Everton news and scores is just put here. Cody conceded 4 goals. Keane 18. That is, pretty damning, really, isn't it? That's sort of how he how bad he is in our defence. Our defence is just leaking goals. I think Leicester was the clear one, wasn't it? The balls over the top. They were just too much for him to handle, and it was almost quite sad to watch. And Newcastle, I know Dyche said he was one of our best players up until the second goal went in, but then I think he forgets that after the second goal went in, another 3 went in very short time. We fell away. It's not just about you don't need players that are good up until everything goes wrong and then collapse. You need players who are going to be good up until it goes wrong and then use that to inspire them a little bit more. Not, oh, everything's going my way. Oh, no, it's not. I'm going to crumble now. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing to see him defend Michael Keane, but I don't think it's going to stop him, really. Michael Keane, I think, is going to end up being in the lineup for the foreseeable, which is quite a shame. But yeah, I mean, it makes me sound anti-Keane, but I think we're all sort of on that. All the Toffees has put, personally, I think it's Tarky. Tarky's just as bad because he doesn't know whether to go to the ball due to Keane being indecisive. Yeah, I must admit, Tarkowski, along with that, him and Michael Keane against Leicester both had the ball, ran the ball out of defence. Michael Keane, I don't know whether half the time he's weighing up the shot again, just because why not, once in a million. But I wish he'd released the ball a little bit quicker instead of running. Tarkowski did it, though, the other day, and annoyingly against Leicester, dragged it all the way out and then just absolutely flung it to the dugout, which is a bit annoying. I don't know why he did that, but it's one of them. Little come on you Blues has put we need a new striker. I agree. We needed a striker in January. That's not, that's probably where we've been let down a bit by the powers that be above Sean Dyche at Everton. We were promised a striker as well. But I do think now Dominic Calvert-Lewin's in the lineup, we do play slightly better. We've got more of a focal point. We turn better. So I do think we play slightly better with Calvert-Lewin in the side. He needs to get goals, doesn't he? That miss against Leicester, the one where, that Iverson, he puts his hand to it, but it's not a strong hand. I think if anything, it hits his hand and he's almost shocked it's hit his hand. Almost like when a ball bounces up and it's a player on the hand and it's, balls to hand sort of shouts. It was almost like that. He didn't expect it to hit his hand, and I don't believe it was a fully fledged save. I think it's just bounced to him. So, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, that one. But, yeah, Calvert-Lewin just needs to finish that. And then there was the one against Palace where he turns, he does all the hard stuff and then just doesn't finish it. And it's, again, frustrating that because all he needs to do is finish that. And we're looking at, 3 points all of a sudden. All we need is like two wins and it drags and results to go our way. And it drags us right out of the danger zone, which is the most frustrating bit about this is, Bournemouth a couple of weeks ago were down there with us. Bournemouth, I didn't fancy Bournemouth. They were one of the ones I thought were going to go down. 2-3 wins on the trot. They're now in 13th above Wolves and West Ham, just behind Chelsea, who are in free fall at the minute. And I expect Bournemouth to beat Chelsea as well at the week. I think they play them next. I fully expect Bournemouth to beat Chelsea. I annoyingly expect Nottingham Forest to when they play them. But yeah, without further ado, we'll get into it. I'll share my screen now and we'll go through it. I'll talk you through it as well, and I'll come back to the chat to see what you guys are saying as well. So I'll just start my screen. Like I said, I'll only do the rival ones in depth, so you can see the table there and the results. I won't do the full ones that don't affect us because I don't think we really, not that we don't care, but I don't think we care, do we? So here we are, game week 35. I'm going to go 2-1 to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are going to beat them. I think City, even with Sam Allardyce, I think should beat Leeds. I'm thinking too, it could be more with City for this. I mean, this does matter, this one, because goal difference, I think, has a massive part with Leeds. I don't think it's hard to tell with this one because they've just swapped managers, haven't they? If it was Leeds of before, I'd say a higher score for City. But then it's Manchester City, and this time of year, they are a different beast. Let me know quickly what you think the score is for the City game. Do you think 2-0, or do you think I'm being a bit pessimistic and it should maybe be 3-4 to City? Or does anyone think Leeds will win under Big Sam? Yeah, let me know quickly who you think wins that game. We'll do it for the ones that are around us and us, but I won't do it for the others. I'll just put in who I think for the others, just so we get through it quicker because there's about 4 games to go. Little Come On You Blues has said, who do I think will leave if we go down? I don't know. Apparently, there's not many relegation clauses in contracts. I think Pickford goes. I think Iwobi might go. We've got 4-0 City from Toby Larone. And Little Come On You Blues has put 3-1. I'm on about City Leeds, mate, but I'll put 4-0 Leeds City. I think Iwobi will leave. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin will leave. All the ones that are our better players. We'll still have the Damari Grays and the Michael Keanes of the world. Tottenham Palace is a tough one. Tottenham are another club in free fall. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Palace. Under Roy Hodgson, they look very good. Wolverhampton Villa, this one does affect us. Let me know who you think wins this one. Villa, Wolves. I'm siding towards Villa under Unai Emery. They're on a really hot streak at the minute. I personally think this will be 2-1, but let me know your thoughts. Simon Mahoney's put hopefully virtually all of them will do if we go down, because the ones who are fairly decent will be off on their toes. Yeah, I think a lot of them will be on their toes and off. I think basically all our better players will be off, unfortunately. So yeah, anybody worth their salt will be off. 2-1 Villa, I'm going to go with that. I think that's a good one. Like I said, Unai Emery on an absolute streak, isn't he? Brentford, Liverpool. This one's an interesting one. Trying to keep bias aside and be realistic. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Brentford. I know they're a bit better than they were a month ago, but I still think Liverpool struggle a little bit. Newcastle, Arsenal. I think this is going to be 1-1 or 2-1. I'm going to go 2-2. I think Newcastle have got it in them to hold it back, which I think if City win and Arsenal draw that and drop points, I think it really is done for Arsenal then. United, West Ham. West Ham are down there with us, so we'll focus on this one a bit more. Like I said, put your score predictions in. I think United, I think it's probably something like 3-1, but I'll wait to see what you guys think as well. But yeah, realistically, I think 3-1 for this one. I'll put 3-1, guys. I think that's probably the way United are this season. Leicester, Fulham. This one again concerns us. The next three concern us, don't they? So we'll focus on these ones because I think it's pretty obvious that United should be beating West Ham in the form they're in. Fulham's a tough one. You'll have to excuse my ignorance. I don't know if Marco Silva back. I know Mitrovic won't be because of his because he decided to grab the referee and rough him up, which is an incredibly silly thing to do in this day and age. But let me know the Fulham one. I mean, it might be wishful thinking, but I'm hoping Fulham, which is, again, really trying not to let my heart rule my head there, personally. But I think possibly maybe Fulham win that one, just because they're on form as well, or they were before that meltdown in the cup. It's crazy what affects teams. You've got 1 minute a team are doing very well, the next they absolutely derail themselves by your striker gripping the referee, and the manager getting sent off as well, which was a bit strange. I don't quite remember Marco Silva having that much fight at Everton. If anything, I believe fans were calling out for him to have that type of fight. But yeah, this is the Monday game, the bank holiday Monday, 3 fixtures. Looking now at what you guys think, Fulham 1-0, someone's put 3-2 to the Hammers. So I'll probably keep the 3-1 just because it's clear enough. 1-0 Fulham. I wasn't actually impressed with Leicester. I don't know how they're down there because of the quality they have when you think James Maddison and Diddy and a couple of others. But I must admit, I wasn't impressed with them when they played us. I thought it was a really open game, really open from both sides, letting chances in. I watched them and I thought, you know what, you are playing like a team that deserve to be down the bottom. Apparently all the neutrals loved it. I mean, I don't think we did. I think we were sort of a bit gutted. Brighton, Everton, let us know your thoughts on this one, guys. Do you think we can do it? Brighton absolutely played us off the park earlier this year at Goodison Park. I think it was 4-1, 4-0. It was I'd done the live tweeting and the video afterwards on the Toffee Blues and on the Twitter account. And I just remember that Evan Ferguson absolutely played us off the park. It was borderline embarrassing to watch, in all honesty. Let us know this one. I'd love to say 0-0 or maybe a sneaky win for us, but realistically, I think we probably get beat. The best I'm probably going to put is a draw, but let me know what you think. 3-1 Brighton, 2-1 Brighton. I'll put this as a loss, just because the draw would just be wishful thinking. Nottingham Forest, Southampton. This is a type of game I think we could just do with it being a draw, couldn't we? If Southampton win, it doesn't. It does. It puts a bit of pressure on us there. Not a lot, but a bit. We could ideally do with this being a draw. But what do you think it'll be? Nottingham Forest, Southampton. I've got a sneaky feeling Forest win this. Southampton, I'm waiting for them to sort of try and look like they're ready for it, ready for the fight. But Nottingham Forest have shown up the last couple of games. They look like they are ready. Irwin's put, I think Leicester go down. Yeah, really shocking. I actually think they might be one of the better teams if they go down, just because of the quality of their players that they have. But again, if they were any decent, they wouldn't be down there, would they? Sort of thing. So it's a tough one with Leicester. Toby Larone's put, I think Forest edge it 2-1. I think Forest also edge it 2-1, mate. They look up for it. So I'll put 2-1. And then we'll have a look at. I'll just zoom this out a little bit because that's probably a little bit too much. I just want to make sure you guys can see it better. Right, so we'll do that, and then I believe we press that, and it does that calculate it? I think we do it all at the end, then press calculate. This is the first time I've used this, so right, Leeds, Newcastle. I think we're all a Newcastle win here. I'm going to go 3-1 to Leeds, to Newcastle. Sorry, I can't see Leeds doing well against Newcastle. Annoyingly, they're very, very good. Sort of, they're very good, and they played us off the park. Again, up until that, once that second goal went in, they just absolutely. I mean, they played us off the park because I think we just gave up, which is annoying. But yeah, so we'll go with 3-1 to them. Villa Spurs, I'm going to go 2-1 to Villa. You can pretty much tell with the ones I'm putting in, I can never back a clean sheet. I've just not got it in me. Palace, Bournemouth, I think are out of touch for us, but I'm going to put 1-0 to Palace. I think Palace have enough to beat them. Chelsea, Nottingham Forest. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I've got a feeling Forest win and Frank Lampard does us no favours. Chelsea are in a little bit of trouble, it has to be said. And I mean, I can't remember who it was. Was it Goldstein on TalkSport? Somebody was saying that they should get Emma Hayes in, which I don't think will happen. Irwin's put Frank has to do us a favour. Yeah, he surely does. But I can't see it happening. I think when you watch Chelsea at the minute, Southern Blue Dino's put 1-1, which I can see that, and I'll put that because I think that's a realistic one. Forest just look like they've got a bit more fight, and Chelsea, I think not just Frank Lampard, I think that Chelsea team are very aware that he's an interim. He won't be there at the end of the season. Pochettino looks like he's going to be the one. They're not going to get Europe now. They're not going to get relegated. They've got nothing to play for. I think the team are also just sort of, I think he was hired to pick the players and the fans up, and it's just not worked out like that because, there's no way of shadowing that he's not up to that type of level of a job. But also, I think the players have just sort of thought, what's the point? Let's get our holiday as quickly as we can. For this one, I'm going to put 2-0 to Fulham. Fulham should. Hopefully Marco Silva can do us a favour. I think, possibly, surely Fulham beat Southampton. Southampton look a really struggling team at the minute. Manchester United, tougher. United are in form. Wolverhampton Wanderers are a bit up and down, aren't they, at the minute? Wolves are another one. Their squad's very, very good. When you think they've got Matthias Cunha, they've got a lot of decent players. If Wolves went down, I always think like Apologies for that. Might be a slight technical issue on my hand. I apologise for that. 3-1 United. Thank you, Southern Blue Dino, for that. And thank you as well to Little Come On You Blues for doing the second bit, which is the City results. Massively appreciate that. Again, sorry for that. Little bit of a problem. Technology, eh? Just can't you can't bank on it, can you? Brentford, West Ham. I think Brentford win this one 2-0. West Ham, again, another team that when you look at them on paper shouldn't be where they are. I do think City are going to beat us by about 3-0. I know Little Come On You Blue put our goal, but I just can't see where our goal's coming from. I'm going to go 3-0, and that's being nice. As long as it doesn't end up 5 like that game under Carlo on the last game of the season, where I think it was like Aguero's last game. They had the Blossoms playing, they'd won the league, and Everton decided to fully let them have their testimonial and just didn't show up, which was quite annoying. Arsenal Brighton, for a neutral, this would be a great game. I think this one either ends 3-2 or it ends 2-2 for me. I think it's going to end 2-2. Brighton are very, very good at the minute. I don't know what their current score is in their game that they're playing right now against Manchester United. But I think it's 0-0 at half time. It's very interesting watching Brighton against obviously the top 6, because that's where they look like they might want to try and get to. They're just a really nice, just on a tangent, Brighton are a really nicely run club. I'd love for us to be that well organised. Leicester, Liverpool. I think Liverpool will do us a favour here. I can see this being 3-1 to Liverpool. I think they've got their stuff together enough to get a result there. Oh, sorry, I've just realised the overlay's gone off. Apologise for that. I'll share the screen again. Luckily, I've been talking you through the results. There you go. Should be back on. Cheers, guys, for letting me know. Cheers for doing that. As you can see, I put the results in there that I've chatted about. I think 2-2 there, 3-0. And I think Liverpool should get their stuff together enough to get a result. Their season has been nothing short of bizarre. Oh, here we go. If we do that, you can see it a little bit better there as well. Just makes the table a little bit easier for you to see. Right, Brentford, Tottenham. I think 1-1. You'll notice the ones that we're not talking about because they're not near us. I can't do a 0-0. It's something in me. I just don't like them. Bournemouth, United. What are we saying for this one? I think it's a United win. Bournemouth. It doesn't matter. Bournemouth, I think, are clear of us. I think it'll be 2-1 United or 2-0 United. Sorry, I forget Bournemouth have just absolutely stayed clear of us now. Fulham Palace. I think I'm just going to put 2-2 for that one. I don't think that one really affects us now either. Liverpool Villa again. I'm going to go 2-1 to Villa. Again, doesn't affect us, so I'm just going to put what I think or hope. This is the big one. Wolverhampton, Everton. Let us know what you think the score will be for this one. I think somebody put it in the chat before. This is our more realistic game to win. So I can't remember who put it up. Apologies. I am frantically trying to find your name. But Wolves is the one that we should be aiming to win, I think, realistically. When you've got the likes of City and Brighton, this one is the more realistic. Unfortunately, I think Leicester was one of the ones that realistically we should have been winning. But yeah, Irwin's put Lampard killed this season is probably going to do more damage. I think holding on as long as we have has cost us. There's a lot of 2-2s. Toby Larone has put 2-1 Everton, but I'm going to go with the majority census. I do hope we beat them, but I'll do this. Unfortunately, I do think that's one, though, if we want to stay up, we need the extra 2 points off that. And I think this calculator will say that at the end. If we're 2 points off, then that'll be the 2 points we're missing. Simon Mahoney's put 3-1 the Blues. It is away from home, which is my only worry. I'll put it as a draw, but bear in mind at the end of the table, if we're 2 points off safety, it's that one which could go either way. I think Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest. I think that'll be a 3-1 game. I think Forest have got a fight in them, but they're just going to get overpowered. Leeds, West Ham, let me know your thoughts on this one. Both teams round us. Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce's Leeds. I can't see it being a high-scoring game. But do we think West Ham can edge it, or do we think that's going to be a draw? Let me know down below. Personally, I think that's got to be one West Ham look at winning. West Ham are interesting in the fact that they've not sacked David Moyes. I think he goes at the end of the season because it's been an absolutely poor season. But I think they're just cautious of doing anything to upset their fans right now. We have got a couple of 1-1s, so I'll put 1-1 in there. I think it was the last one. Huddersfield winning 1-0. Huddersfield. I'll put 1-1 there. Just looking as well, I think somebody mentioned Tarkowski and Cody. We had that Matthew Rampton put, would you rather Cody, Tarkowski or Mina? I would actually rather Tarkowski and Cody. I think they played well earlier on in the season, so they know that they can play well. Yerry Mina, I do think is one of our, if not our best centre-back, but I fully get that his body's just is a bit of a cautious one. I'm going to put 3-0 to Brighton. I'd prefer Cody and Tarkowski. I think Cody reads the game really well. And I'm going to put 3-0 here to City. Newcastle, Leicester, this one does affect us. What we saying about 3-1 to Newcastle? Does anybody got any thoughts on that? The Huddersfield are staying in the Championship. I didn't realise they were that far down it. Southern Blue Dinos put 3-1 Brighton. I think that's to the Southampton one. We'll put 3-1. I think Brighton should win it, but Southampton are just whipping boys, aren't they? I think the census is Newcastle get the win here. I'll meet you in the middle because Blue Southern Dinos put 1-0. Me and Toby Larone think it's going to be 3-1. I'll meet in the middle and go like 2-0. Ultimately, goal difference is going to come into it. I think that might worryingly would be where Leeds have signed Sam Allardyce. They'll be thinking goal difference, collateration, sort of try and stop the goals, even if it comes down to that. Villa, I think, will lose this one. I think this is the first one I've put Villa down to lose. Palace, Nottingham Forest, let me know this one. I'm thinking 2-0. I don't know. Palace will have nothing to play for by this stage. It's worth noting. Nottingham Forest could still have everything to play for. Let me know your thoughts. I'm thinking 2-1 to Palace. See what you think about that. I'll wait while you guys put your score predictions in for that one. But Palace will have nothing to play for by this point. And I think looking at how we've gone about this, Forest is still going to very much be in the deep depths with us. Toby Larone's put 2-0 Palace. Southern Blue Dinos put 1-1. I'll wait for the last one to come in, see if it breaks it, because we've got a draw and a win. Danito Felix has put going down. I don't know if that's in reference to us or Forest. Hopefully not. I'll wait for one more score prediction for it. I personally think Forest. I think I'm going to put 1-1 just because I think at that point Forest are going to still have something to play for, whereas I think Palace will be on holiday mode. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Arsenal. Again, Arsenal could still have a lot to play for here with Man City. They could try and push them all the way to the last day. I'm going to go 3-1. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is 3-1 one realistically that you think might happen? I'm going to change this to 2. That boy put Palace to win as well, so I'll change that to 2-1 for Palace to win. I think Arsenal still potentially will have the league title to play for. Personally, I think it'll be done by then, but you never know. I could be wrong with that. I think City will have won it by the end of by the end, by halfway through, mate. I think there's 2 games that Arsenal have left to come that are going to be tough. 3-1 Arsenal, I'd be inclined to agree with that one. Brentford, Man City, I'm going to go 2-1 to City. Brentford are very, very good at defensively, and Ben Mee's already been on Sky Sports saying how you cope with Haaland, so they're well aware of him. Chelsea, Newcastle. Tell you what, Chelsea are one that on our calculator could end up being right down there. I'm going to go 1-1 with that one. Surely Frank Lampard's got to avoid a losing streak by then. Everton, Bournemouth. It's at home, Goodison Park, the last game of the season. Depending on the results, could be the last Premier League game at Goodison Park. So, come hell or high water, the fans are going to be there in their full support because they always are. What's the score going to be? Toby Larone's put 1-0 Everton. Obviously, Bournemouth earlier on in the season really beat us, but we're a lot better now. I'm getting 2-1 Everton being the main consensus there, so I'll put that in. We're a lot better now, surely, than we were when we played Bournemouth twice earlier in the year. Southampton, Liverpool. I'm going to put this as 3-0 Liverpool. I know Southampton are near us. If anyone objects to that, let me know quickly. But I think Liverpool should be beating Southampton. I think by then, to be fair, Southampton are gone anyway. I think that has to be played into it. Southampton are bottom of the table, and we're hoping they don't leapfrog us. But realistically, I think they're gone already. Got 1-0 Spurs there from that boy. Spurs again, another team. Their luck's got to change at some point. You'd hope they'd manage to pick up a win there. I worryingly was going to put 1-1, but I think 1-0 is the right one there. Leicester, West Ham. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Again, we've got a couple of games where the teams around us play each other. Now, that some people would say that's a good thing. I personally disagree because it means one of the teams around us potentially picks up 3 points unless it's a draw. I'd rather them play, people that aren't around us. But this one, both teams could have something to play for. Let me know your score for that one. Marco Gossati, a Tottenham fan, has put Leeds will beat us last day. Interesting that one. I think I'm going to go Leicester win because the majority have gone with that. I'll put 2-1. I am tempted to change the Leeds score to 1-0, but I'll leave it because of the consensus. But the fact that a Spurs fan said that, I don't know if you lose. It's tough because I think your players are already on holiday now, and it's similar to Chelsea. I think they're sort of waiting for the end of the season and the new manager to come in. United, I think, will beat Fulham 3-1, and hopefully, guys, when I press calculate, we should have the table. Unless I've done this wrong, which would be an absolute pain in the backside. So calculate, and the table's moved. Right, yeah, so here we go. For dramatic expense, there's your top 7. Manchester City winning it by quite a streak. Arsenal, we're missing games here, aren't we? I'll go back. I've just realised these ones highlighted the games that we've not done because teams haven't got equal. Like I said, I haven't used this before. So I think that one will be 2-0 to United. We'll just quickly fire through the ones we've missed. Is that the one that's on today, the 4th? Yeah, we can quickly cheat and have a look at this. At the minute, it's 0-0, so I'm going to put 0-0 because at the minute, that's what it is. Which is a bit, it's a bit of a cheat, but it's all right. Then we'll go to the next one, which is the 25th. This one is tough. I think if you can't tell, I really rate Brighton. And then I think this is it now. So if I press calculate, everybody should be on the right amount of games done. It looks like we are right. So here is your top 7. Manchester City, who've ran away with that, which I do see happening. Uh, these ones aren't that important because, like I said, I just put these in. Arsenal second, United, Newcastle, and Brighton. Brighton just getting that last one. Liverpool missing out on the top 5. I think with the 6th, they get Europa League, don't they? And that means Villa will get the conference. Tottenham just missing out on Europe altogether. As we slip further down, we can see in 12th is Bournemouth, 13th is Chelsea. Worryingly, 14th is Wolverhampton. 15th West Ham, 16th Nottingham Forest. I've got a horrible feeling unless we're one of the next ones, we're down here, guys. Leicester 17th. And there you have it. Everton just missing out on 33. Like I said, the Wolves result, if we get the win that a couple of you think we will, that gives us 2 more points, which puts us on 35, and we leapfrog Nottingham Forest. Wolves lose 2. So they come down to 36. So we are between those 3. That's if that happens. But if the Wolves result stays as a draw, we'd go down on goal difference compared to Leicester, and by 1 point compared to Nottingham Forest, whose goal difference is absolutely appalling. Then you've got Leeds behind us with 2 points, and then all the way at the bottom on 24, Southampton. So, yeah, I don't think that's quite what any of us really wanted, is it? That's not something any of us wanted to see. It is worth pointing out this is just what we think will happen. We don't know. We've not got a crystal ball. Like I said, that Wolves result, we were half and half in the chat. You had those 2 points on, we're safe. I said that when we got to it, that's a must win. Bournemouth's a must win. If we get 6 points and results go our way, I think we're safe. If we get those 6 points and results go our way, 35 points, I think will keep any team up. But yeah, unfortunate, and I do hope this is just calculated, and at the end of the season we can sort of come back and laugh at this being wrong. But it is quite worrying that it's close as well. I tell you what, it's really close. It makes me a bit annoyed that we didn't make a change earlier, because we just needed a couple more wins. Bournemouth are up there as well, and I hope Sean Dyche sorted out quickly, because a couple of wins put us out of danger. You saw what it did with Bournemouth, who've not changed their manager either. Right? Like it's cruel, isn't it? But Bournemouth have had pretty much 3/4 of the season without a man with Gary O'Neill, and they survive. We lasted too long, and it could cost us. But yeah, like I said, guys, it's tough. So I'll have a look through your comments now and see what a lot of you are saying on that. I know it's not the results any of us really want. Noodle Noodle P has put Leicester and Leeds both have winnable games last day. Yeah, that is a tough one. That's also, I put Leeds as a loss or something. Then if they win, they jump above us, which is worth pointing out. Wormy's put, what, you don't think they will keep Lampard on? Chelsea won't. No, definitely not. That point, but it's definitely possible we can win against Wolves. Yeah, that's a must win now. Now we've done that. That is a must win. Wormy's put, I'm hoping they sack Lampard and we get him because Ken Wrong thinks he's dead good. We don't get Lampard. I think Lampard at Everton is a done. Southern Dino's put crazily, I think we can get a draw against Brighton or City. Yeah, I really hope if we can. I'm happy for all 11 lads to sit behind the ball in both those games and just grind out a 0-0. Happy for that. Maybe a cheeky goal from a set piece. Doesn't have to be pretty. I don't want it to be pretty. I'd happily take 2 if we got 2 points there, and then beat Bournemouth and got a point against Wolves. That also, I think, would give us the 6 points we need for safety. Wormy's put, I've got a crystal ball, pain in the ass, to be honest. That boy's put Forest somehow staying up as a unicorn, undeserved, really. Yeah, I've been saying this to my dad. I say that there's 3 worse teams than us, and he goes, who? And I say Leeds, Southampton, and I say Forest all the time because I've not been impressed with them all season, and their goal difference alludes to that. But they just look up for the fight at the minute. But yeah, I would say it's a bit undeserved. If they don't go down this year, I think they struggle to get away with it next year. Marco Casati, the Spurs fans, put Everton must be Wolves away. A draw won't be good enough to stay up. Yeah, fully agree, mate. That is a must win. It's more realistic one as well. Got to be beating the games like that. Waj EFC is saying, I'm saying try Brighton. We get a point at City in between Champions League. Yeah, that's a fair point. He's got us an extra 8 points because of City in the Champions League, 1 point, and stuff like that. West Ham have got 4 tough games. I hope so. I hope we can turn it around. RTFC's put, I think, would go down. Joe O'Brien's put, we have to beat Wolves. And Toffee's Blues has said, we will stay up. It's a very close name. Yeah, Joe O'Brien's put, I think we'll stay up. Hopefully, I personally doing that. I was tempted to put a win against Wolves. I think the points are there. I think we just need 2 wins, 6 points, either 2 wins or 1 win and 3 draws. That's all we need. Personally, I think 35 points is the magic number. But that is all we've got time for, guys. Don't forget to like the stream on your way out. I massively appreciate it. Once again, really sorry it's not gone the way a lot of us will have hoped. But yeah, just hopefully, guys, we're wrong here. The table's wrong. Keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And comment down below if you're watching it back on YouTube. Your thoughts. Do you think we're safe? Let me know all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys very soon.